matching crews to his Archeon, would it still have its mysterious hold?
Kubrick litters the film with lines and actors from other Cruise films. The most prominent one is Carl, Thomas Gibson, who was the villain of Far and Away. So let's go over this once more. Victor marks Bill as a doctor on the make, case of scotch, and slips a comatose body into the hospital later, identified by Dr. Harford.
It's a homonym, a dead ringer for Harvard,
who visits the morgue to certify, unwittingly, both her identity and her accidental cause of death. 3 actor-directors guide our Ivy League-labeled mark onwards: Pollock, Todd Field, Alan Cumming.
Witnesses abound who recite exposition self-consciously while illustrating basic gestures of servility.
Getting coffee, watching kids, an exhibition for audiences gazing at 1999 from other eras. A continuous alternate monolith appears at each setting, the Christmas tree that symbolizes not the birth of a Messiah, but the rebirth of a sky object. In every way, it is the opposite of 2001's monolithic central metaphor, the dark anamorphic screen turned upright. Instead of taking a magnetic role, the tree is usually ignored, its function underplayed. The only mention of one in dialogue is laughable. Harford acknowledges Domino's tree to make polite, nervous filler.
Once you actually add up the stakes the film plays with.
Cruise's off-screen penultimate rant to his wife that begins with, "I'll tell you everything," is not laced with the sexual peccadilloes of a hopefully moral husband, the one we plant in our minds, but the careful encapsulation. Enumeration, one meeting to the next, a connect the dots of I was led on a wild goose chase to certify a body I was set up by Victor, then the pianist at the party who lured me to a mansion that was exactly like your dream. Victor pulled the strings the entire way and even tried to bribe me with a case of scotch. I was duped into protecting a criminally negligent overdose. That is the Tom Cruise film we never saw, but witnessed. Eyes Wide Shut, and as the direct offspring of Clockwork Orange, a film in which an inadvertent murder sets off a series of judgment mirrors, judgments that travel between subcultures. We witness but don't see the opposite, an inversion, with female pairings, circular ceremonies, and a murder that hinges on the main character, one where blame is assigned, the other where blame is covered up. And the most unusual aspect of the exchange is Victor lies because he wants Harford to have doubts. For him to speculate the ceremony might be a ritual that really causes death, that it might possess a supernatural power over females. In effect, causing Harford's doubt offers power to the film, to the power of any myth. Reading the ritual from the outside, it probably occurs annually. 12 women equals 12 moons, and requires an unknowing outsider as a witness to certify the sacrifice. By witnessing it, he renders it sacred. The outsider has a faint complicity in the sacrifice. Harford leaves an overdosing Mandy in Ziegler's care. It has form letters pre-printed to warn the annual outsider off. It's almost a comedy. Wife says, "Why do you think Ziegler invites us to these things?" Husband responds, "This is what you get for making house calls." Both films, shot in the environs of London, are set somewhere after 1997. The similar names of the autos. In Clockwork, it's 97 Durango, and the Range Rover Cruise pilots is a 97 model, essentially alternating realities. A prediction from 71 and an actual one. The first alive with violence that goes awry. This one, the actual, sedate and inoculated, a clinical brave new mirror world, a living death aided by drugs, where the most extensive party is actually staged in the manner of a religious prison, an inquisition to fool the lead character, and it behaves as the most complete satire of religion ever achieved, a party with masked sexual encounters. At its height is a mythical ploy of redemption to show off a body double to explicitly identify only a body, and bodies and sex are the variables. A disease infects the character Domino, wearing an ermine coat, who clearly is herself staged to encounter Dr. Harvard. Think twice and you can tell the HIV reveal is as staged as the letter, as the hotel clerk, as Milik's. All have been prepped to deliver. Domino's name is culled from a specific type of priest, masked and hooded, prior to the Renaissance. The masked behavior magnified in the prison-like sex party dates from the Renaissance's mimicry of this domino attainment. Of course, the female domino is another disappearance verified within the film. The question remains, who is this body? Unanswered by the film's credits, it's blandly leveled into fiction by Pollock, who conducts his masking of the event over a bright red pool table in memory to the party, swilling scotch. Both Clockwork and Eyes Wide Shut have excursions to the country. A Clockwork prison-like experience is duplicated in the masked ball. Entrance procedures, punishments, pour-over milk bar tables emerge as real sexual acts, some even duplicating tables, proving Kubrick would have fought any restriction and shown us the full construction of his furniture-like sex play. As the satire of religion reaches its peak, Cruise is threatened with Satan's and Adam's unmasking, down to nothing like Mandy, and then is redeemed duped. And Kubrick goes further. Even deeper is his satire of staging, as the scenes minus Ziegler's control input have an inert quality, a zombie sleepiness. The motions Cruise's Harford and Kidman's Alice go through without any impetus or external conflicts finally adapt to two monologues Kidman delivers as their own mirror. Their only conflict is sexual and is delivered as oratory in differing light qualities. Kubrick's unusual heightened flashed negative look. Her warnings become the only tension that pulses in the bland situation dramedy left for Kubrick to direct in Ziegler's absence. When Kubrick has Cruise off Ziegler's grid, the city is monotonous and dull. The intention to show there and our world as nearly terminally slumbering is twisted satire on a level seldom imagined. If you're bored by it, it's because you're living among it. Kubrick is no doubt assured future humans who've evolved out of the West's self-torture will laugh at its conditions, practices, self-deceit and conflicts. As for threat, only the penetration of homophobic college kids offers any real proof of violence. Of the hooliganism imagined from '71, the exertions of Clockwork Orange, the infernal flexing of rage has all been suppressed by the arrival of the real 1999. Eyes Wide Shut. Altogether a comatose indictment of our culture, a stunningly weird nightmare rendered seamlessly dull, and the details. Countless visual shifts announce an allegorical pulse that moves from shot to shot, telling us what it all means. In the end, Kubrick pulls off the slyest of all tricks. He creates a ceremony of redemption to hide a ritual murder. The Mandy mysterious woman switch that Ziegler takes direct credit for by lying about it. The lie unmasks him. Even more powerful is his hint that the mystery Harford is offered is the root of religion, since Ziegler really has no reason to lie. He transforms the ceremony into something more than a ritual by exhibiting it to Harford, allowing his momentary participation, then deceiving him. What Harford comes away with is not an answer but a paradox and a warning that keeps this deception secret. He adopts its legend as every man does with religion, and it's inexplicable, a mystery rooted in the psyche that races across the community in hushed whispers. This almost unseen gesture of Ziegler's is what Kubrick suggests male religion is employed as, the destroyer of women, and the ritual desecrator of their formerly worshipped, once equal sky symbol.